Welcome to the New York Department of State's Division of Local Government Services webinar about the Local Government Efficiency Program and the 2019 Consolidated Funding Application process. My name is Kyle Wilbur, and I am the Program Manager. During this presentation, we will provide an overview of the LGE program, including sample projects funded from last year's Consolidated Funding Application, and a description of the current grant application process. The LGE program provides funding and technical assistance to local government officials to help guide their efforts in developing projects that reduce local expenses and the growth in the property tax levy and enhance local services. Over the years, the LGE program has helped local governments implement projects in a variety of service delivery areas. Funded projects are providing positive results. Since the program's inception in 2006, local government officials have estimated that the long-term financial impact of funded projects will exceed $700 million in local government savings. This from an initial investment of over $105 million in over 560 projects. Like last year, approximately $4 million is available for projects through the CFA. Of this funding, approximately 90% has been allocated for implementation projects and 10% for planning. The following is a review of some of the projects that were approved for funding under the program in 2018. Broome County was approved for $13,250 to develop a plan for the creation of a regional records management facility. The plan will assess existing records management and storage functions in Broome County, the town of Union, and the city of Binghamton, and develop a scope of services and associated costs and staffing and capital requirements for the best options for a regional facility. In Rockland County, the Rockland County Sewer District is receiving $62,500 to develop a county sewer system consolidation study. Co-applicants in this study include the town of Orangetown, the town of Clarkstown, the town of Stony Point, and the village of Suffern. This project will identify specific financial opportunities and beneficial long-term regional partnerships that may result in county-wide wastewater consolidation. Also in 2018, the LGE program approved $594,000 in funding to support 3 schools in Delaware and Sullivan counties to implement shared services. These schools, including Roscoe Central and the Downsville and Livingston Manor School Districts, will focus shared services in special education, facilities operations and maintenance, and data collection and management. In Washington County, the county and partner local governments were approved for $590,000 to implement a county-wide property revaluation program to achieve a uniform assessment value across the county. This project will ensure operational efficiencies by reducing duplicative tasks, creating uniform assessment and professional standards, ensuring transparency in record keeping, and maintaining uniform level of assessment services countywide. And in Tioga County, the county was approved for $210,000 to implement a county centralized information technology services program to provide IT services to the towns of Barton and Owego and the villages of Waverly and Nichols. This project will leverage the recently completed Southern Tier Network dark fiber expansion in key parts of Tioga County to create very high-speed data connections from county offices to their respective municipal offices. To support similar efforts, the LGE program provides financial resources for both planning and implementation activities. For planning, the eligible grant is $12,500 per municipality, up to a maximum of $100,000 per project. Planning grants require a local cash match equal to at least 50% of the project cost. For implementation, the maximum grant is $200,000 per municipality, up to a maximum of $1 million per project. These grants require a local cash match of 10%. Eligible applicants for LGE funding include general purpose local governments, including counties, towns, cities, and villages, special purpose governments, including school districts, fire districts, and other special districts, as well as regional planning entities and water and sewer authorities, as well as libraries. Under the LGE program, most local government expenses are eligible for reimbursement, except general overhead and other expenses used for everyday operations. All costs need to be specific to the implementation of the proposed project, including capital and other types of contractual expenses. Personnel services are eligible if they are for a specific transitional purpose or action and for a limited period of time. Within the CFA process, applicants will be asked to answer 4 types of questions. Threshold questions, which are required to be answered by all potential applicants and help to identify the appropriate state program to apply to, as well as an applicant's eligibility for programs selected. Basic questions provide general information about the applicant, the project, and the project's location. Attachment questions enable applicants to submit specific documents crucial for project review. And standard questions, which are specific to each individual program, are key factors in determining an application's final score. The CFA process also requires that local officials certify the information submitted. Essential to the successful completion of an application will be the effective use of the attachment questions. As previously mentioned, the CFA permits a program to ask applicants to upload attachments that will address program review criteria and better define the proposed project. For LGE, we ask for the following specific information: the fiscal impact worksheet, which will help reviewers determine the potential impact the project will have on a local government's tax levy, and the project budget and work plan, which will help define the specific actions and deliverables of the project and link costs to the project task and objectives. The applicant will also have the opportunity to upload additional information to support the application. For example, a local government may upload a copy of a multi-year financial plan or a portion of a comprehensive plan to support the project and financial assumptions used in the fiscal impact worksheet or budget and work plan. Please note that each attachment can only be one PDF file. To determine the planned long-term tax levy impact of a local government efficiency project, applicants must upload the Excel worksheet provided in the application. The worksheet may be accessed from the DOS website. The fiscal impact worksheet is intended to provide an objective analysis of the anticipated financial impact of the project, including reductions in expenditures and/or increased revenues and tax levy impact resulting from the project, exclusive of any grant funding. Worksheets must be completed for each local government involved in the project, saved as a PDF file, and uploaded. Projected cost savings shall not include unexpended fund balances. Cost savings may include capital costs avoided by not having to acquire or replace equipment or infrastructure with an expected useful life of 10 years or more, using the straight line method for depreciation over the useful life of the asset class. When applying for a study, please use the estimate of the future cost savings if the project is implemented. To assist in estimating future cost savings generated by a project, past studies and project information may be found at the department's website. The budget and work plan is another critical attachment that must be completed and uploaded with the application. This document details the cost of the project and the scope of work that will be performed. To complete this sheet, you must fill in the shaded area for each work plan objective. Each objective must include a task name, anticipated start and completion date, the specific deliverable or performance measure, a task narrative, and budget. The description of the deliverable will enable the Department of State to verify each specific task that has been completed. The task narrative will also provide detail for the specific task and further describe what will be done to accomplish the objective. For example, sample tasks may include the assessment of potential savings and management improvements and/or service delivery changes resulting from a service reorganization. It may also include something like review of legal issues and impediments surrounding implementation, or the submission of plans and documents for construction. The Department of State will evaluate the clarity and detail of the work plan, including the project timeline, specific phases, associated tasks, and performance measures, and review the work plan's feasibility to complete the project within the scope and timeline. Please indicate the estimated cost for each task and provide a description where necessary. Only the eligible budget categories are shown on the form. Include all costs for the entire project. This form will also auto-calculate budget numbers from each work plan component. The budget will automatically total at the bottom of the work plan. Please also provide the requested grant funds, local share, and other funds being used for the project. The form verifies the completeness of funding. If you're undermatched, the verification box on the bottom left of the form will turn red. When the information is correct, it'll be green. For additional information, please review the LGE guidance document on the Department of State's website and the spreadsheets and instructions available there as well. Applications are eligible to receive a total score of 100 points. The Department of State will allocate up to 80 points for consistency with the local government efficiency criteria, budget, and work plan. And the relevant REDC can provide up to 20 points based upon the project's consistency with regional priorities and the state economic development initiatives. An LGE application must score a minimum of 60 points out of 100 to be considered for funding. The program separates the review of implementation and planning projects into separate processes, enabling them to complete against each other. This is due to the fact that the planning projects may not be able to initially identify the specific cost savings like an implementation project would. For 2019, the LGE program has identified 3 different priorities for project funding and will award up to 5 priority points for each of the following. Number 1, like prior years, priority will be given to projects that are implementing a previously completed local government efficiency project. Number 2, priority will be given to projects that are included in an adopted countywide shared services initiative plan. Number 3, the final priority for LGE will be given to local governments that illustrate a project's link to the local planning process itself. For implementation projects, the specific review criteria will include project need, fiscal impact to taxpayers or ratepayers, determination of cost savings, operational impact, so service delivery impact, performance measurement, project readiness and sustainability, and public engagement. Review of planning projects will utilize most of these criteria, but will substitute the potential long-term financial impact rather than the estimated actual cost savings to the local government and taxpayers. A planning project will also be assessed based upon the type of planning effort being applied for, with higher priority being provided to the development of an implementation plan and lower priority to basic shared services studies. Again, please review the guidance document for specific information about the allocation of points per review criteria. Every application, regardless of planning or implementation, will also be reviewed for detail and feasibility of the work plan and the adequacy and detail of the budget and relationships between the two. Division of Local Government Services is also available to provide technical assistance to local officials. As a reminder, the CFA has consolidated many programs under one application process. When answering questions, please try to be as specific as you can. Also remember that the attachment questions are part of the scoring criteria, and the failure to complete all sections of the consolidated funding application will prevent successful submission of the application. Thank you for taking the time to review the LGE program with us. We look forward to working with you on the successful implementation of your project.